What a game. Ravens flock family. I'm just here really quickly. Whew, I'm still shaking. I'm still nervous. I'm still on edge, even though we just won against the Bengals in a nail biter. I did not see us pulling out the win, getting the dub tonight, but we did. Somehow, some way, we were able to get it done. Wow. And even though we won, I want to celebrate that. I do. I want to be, I want to be grateful for that. I want to show that I appreciate my team. I appreciate my squad. But even though we won, there's a lot to be said about the Ravens being inconsistent, scaring the fans to no end. The defense could have put this game away a long time ago. I saw that Black Daniels put that in there on Twitter, and I said, or X, and I said exactly. I thought the same thing, but I wanted to come on real quick tonight. I know I got to go to bed. I told you all I was not going to come on here tonight, but I just couldn't help myself. I needed to be in good company. You all are the best, and I just wanted to hear from you. What were your thoughts of the game? We did not come alive until the second half. And if we would have shown some signs of life in the first half, this game could have been easily in the books for us. But we fought our way back. That says a lot about our resilience. It says a lot about who we are, a team, our grit and our determination, and our amazing quarterback got the job done in the face of what I thought was going to be an L for us. I did. But we turned it around. We turned it around. So let's talk real quick about the positives, and then we'll go with the negatives and kind of what we can take from this, building on for our next game. We do have 10 days stretch before our next game, so that is a good thing, especially I'll start with Kyle Hamilton. He went out of the game early. We did not see him come back. That's always a concern. We know we're going up against Pittsburgh in the upcoming weeks. We need Kyle Hamilton. So I'm praying that his injury is not significant and it's something that he'll be able to return to us quickly. If you are here, do me a favor, go ahead, hit the like button, double tap the thumbs up for me and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. If you are so excited about our team getting this victory, sweeping the Cincinnati Bengals this season, hit the like button for me. Let's do it. So let's dive in. And some of you were in the streams earlier today and you were right. You were spot on. You came through in the pre-show or the preview game. Some of you also came back at halftime and said, we're going to be okay. Joey, shout out to you. You said the Ravens are going to be okay. I appreciated your optimism, but I wasn't feeling it because I didn't know if our offense was going to wake up out of its slumber. I didn't know if the defense was going to be able to continue to hold down the fort. They did it. They did it. We'll start with the good. So the good thing is we finally woke up on offense, and for 4 straight possessions, Lamar Jackson was able to score. And that is remarkable because without that, we wouldn't be here on this side of victory. And shout out to our QB1. Wow. At the first half, coming into halftime and leading up to the third quarter, we only had 60 some yards, not even double digits in yards in terms of passing yards for Lamar. And I said, oh boy, this is going to be a long night. This is going to be a long night. But we saw Mark Andrews. We saw Bateman. Bateman came through. Drop a bat emoji in the chat for me. Go search for the bat emoji. Bateman came through clutch for us several times, and not to mention number 4, Flowers. Flower emojis in the chat. Zay Flowers, we know he's that yak monster. He's going to get yards after the catch. He's going to fight. But for me, the person that shined the most on this offense, other than obviously Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, Tylan Wallace. Tylan Wallace. We have counted him out. And by we, I don't mean everyone in the chat. I'm just saying, when we talk about the Ravens offense, we had so many different weapons to choose from. We just really didn't factor Tylan Wallace. And I'm going to speak for myself. Let me not say we. I will say me. I'll take this on. I'll own this. I did not factor in Tylan Wallace to be the kind of like the spark that we needed on offense. He really was that for us tonight. So yes, Jeff J, I see you. LaMarvelous Jackson, that's the reason we won. But he could not do it alone. And we had the help of Rashad Bateman tonight. Thank you, Rashad. I have long since said I'm not giving up on Bateman, but I need to see him consistently. I need to see him perform at a consistent level. So we knew going into that third quarter, Lamar Jackson was going to have to be, just like you said, John Parsons, he was going to have to put on that Superman cape and will us to victory. And he did just that, because you could see the determination in Joe Burrow's eyes. You could sense it. I'm here in my living room, but for those who were at the game, I'm sure you could even feel it even more. Joe Burrow was on a mission. As I said earlier today, their backs are against the wall. This was a team with going into this game 4-5. And you're going to hear my stomach growling. I'm going to apologize for you now. I'm hungry. I couldn't eat during the game, so I'm practically starving right now. So if you hear my stomach, just ignore it. I'll get something to eat later. But knowing that Joe Burrow was almost desperate, and we saw how good of a team they are when he hit his targets, when he was, I always mess up Andre's, what is his last name? I know it begins with an I. I'm not even going to try. When he hit his targets, Chase and Yushevich, I know I messed that up, but whatever. We knew it was going to be a long night. I thought it would be an easier, not easy, but an easier night for us defensively, because I said T. Higgins is out. That means we can apply more of our double team to Chase, and we can ensure that he just does not have himself a night. Well, guess what? Fast forward, Jamar Chase had himself a night. So did a few of the other receivers and pass catchers for the Bengals. But the good for our team is that I'm not even going to focus solely on like individual players, but it was the fact that we just didn't give up. We stayed in the fight. For the narratives that have been said about the Ravens, the Ravens are not a team that can come from behind. They're not a team who can play from behind. They have to have a lead. If we're behind and we get behind early, we're going to crumble. We did not do that tonight. We were able to stay flat-footed in the game, and we willed ourselves to victory. So I'm just going to stop right there, take a few comments. I see everybody in here. Yes, Kamal Porter, what a doozy that one was. That was tough. Damon Watkins, the play calling got better in the fourth quarter. It did. I don't know what we were doing in the first half, but we saw something totally different going into that third and fourth quarter. Much improved. We needed it. Lady Laura Baltimore, thank you for being here. Heart palpitations. Yes, I'm feeling all of that. I see you, the Hawk TV. KC is looking at the Ravens like, yeah, we got them. I hope we can get things together. I hope we can get it together before soon. Shout out to 86 Ghost, one of my awesome channel members. I was never scared like the Bone Crusher. I'm glad you weren't. I was. When I look at this defense, and let me know in the chat, when you look at our overall defense, and sure, we can break it down from the D line all the way back. But when we look at the defense, tell me, how comfortable are you moving forward? It's one thing to play against a team that's 4-5, but I just don't feel like the Bengals record really reflects who they are. It just took them a while to get rolling. We see them rolling now, and I thought they were about to steamroll right through us at the bank tonight, but primetime TV, Lamar Jackson came through. How comfortable are you with our defense right now? Really? Because if I'm answering that question, I'm not very comfortable. I'm not comfortable enough to where we did not bring in a pass rusher. We didn't bring in anyone to help get to the quarterback. And that's what, we were able to do that effectively the second half. Yes, I have my notes here, and so I'm all over the place because this is just me popping up random just to talk with you all tonight. Yes, Matabike had a couple of sacks. I want to say he had maybe 3. And then Brandon Stevens had one, had the interception, but we know what happened with that. It did not stand. Okay. But, Matabike, I appreciate him for, like I said earlier, waking up, realizing, oh, snap, they paid me. I need to perform. So in any moment, Marlon with the, I just, with the turnover, and we were able to recover it. So I'm not very comfortable with our defense as a whole, but I've heard, I think Hendo say, and maybe lunch break hot take too, you don't really need an awesome, stout defense. You just need to have some key playmakers who can make big time plays in crucial moments. And that's what I saw tonight. I saw a couple of guys, a handful of our defensive players kind of step up, make some really crucial plays, get some stops for us in crucial moments. And that's what I think helped us kind of go over the top. I see you, Jay the Six, Rod Wave, 264 receiving yards. Yeah, 264. And most of them came in the second half. Jay the Six, wait, can't finish like it's in his first time or something. I know it was difficult to watch, and you guys know I have on my Odafe Owe jersey. It was difficult to watch Owe not be able to get any sacks tonight. It was tough. It was tough. Fitness for life. Thank you. I appreciate you being here, and thank you for the kind words. Please make sure, if you are new, I see some new faces here, some new avatars. If you are new, welcome. Please subscribe, join the family. Do me a favor, hit that like button twice. This is a vertical live stream, so make sure you hit the like button twice for me. It helps the channel a ton. Deshaun86 says he's not comfortable with our defense. I agree, because the thing is, our defense has been inconsistent. We've seen moments where they perform pretty good, and then we've seen moments where they just kind of fallen off. Tonight, what we saw was a tale of two cities. We saw them falling off early, but then we saw them, a couple of key players, as I mentioned, made very important stops or crucial plays, which really helped us. That's the only thing I can say about our defense as a whole. But other than that, I think we need work. It's kind of like water under the bridge now. Trade deadline is come and gone. I would have liked to have seen a Max Crosby added to the team. And if not a Max Crosby, we could have gone, I'm sorry, Jay the Six, we could have gone back to the Panthers and said, listen, I know we just got Deontay from you, but can we also have Jadeveon Clowney too? Agro Valley Farm, good evening. Hope you're well. How long is it going to take for Harbaugh to recognize his team must get a pass rusher? I don't think we're going to get one, because if we were Agro Valley Farm, we would have gotten one before the trade deadline. But instead, we brought in a cornerback, Tre'Davious White. I always mess up his name, but yes, White. We brought in a cornerback. And my thought is, and I shared this earlier, you can bring in a cornerback, but I think if you bring in a good, great even pass rush, that's going to take the pressure off of this struggling secondary. How many times tonight did we see Brandon Stevens get beat? How many times tonight did we see Marcus Williams? Or, how many times did we see it? And we were thinking, oh man, how many times were these wide receivers or the pass catchers for the Bengals left wide open? I have the words wide open written several times in my little notepad here. But if we had an effective pass rush, that would kind of eliminate the sting. That's what I feel. So yeah, I'm with you, Rod Wave. Brandon Stevens is just not it. He's not it. But we brought in another corner. And so we'll see what he can do. We'll see what he can do. I'm not going to hold my breath and believe that this new, that White is going to be this savior for us, or, something like that. Like he's really going to come in and totally change this defense. No, I think we need a couple of players. Roquan is slow. He's much slower than what we saw last year. And, I don't know. But the good, as I said earlier, Lamar Jackson was able to get this team, put it on his back offensively, and get the win. Jay the Six has a question. Yes, if you have a question, please type in Q colon. It does help me to find your question quickly. So I'm going to filter through. Jay the Six wants to know: have the Ravens declined OA's fifth-year option yet? Okay, now he's being funny. No, we picked up his. We're not going to decline his fifth-year option. Funny thing is he playing to the level of a first-round draft pick? And the answer to, and I have to be quite honest with you, the answer is no. He's not. He absolutely isn't. And we need him. We need him. We need all of them. We need Tavius Robinson. We need Kyle Van Noy. We need David Ajabo, and we need Odafe Owe. But the reality is, we're not getting the type of production from them that we need. But a win is a win. Like you said, I think it was Frank G. Life said earlier, a win is a win. We came out relatively healthy with the exception of Kyle Hamilton. And of course, prayers to him that he's okay and that he can return back to us soon, because we certainly need him. We do. Yeah. Antonio Taylor, we still need a pass rusher. I agree. But at this point, I don't think the Ravens are believing that we do. So we have to go with the guys that we have. Rod Wave, Owe jumps early and still no sack. How does he not get to the quarterback enough or quickly enough to get the sack baffles me. I still don't understand it. So Antonio Taylor says, we see Marcus once per game. He doesn't want to sweat out, his do-rag. I don't know. We've got to play better defensively as a unit. That I believe we do. But the fact is, right now, after 10 weeks, this is what we have. This is who we are. If it hasn't gotten any better in 10 weeks, the likelihood, sure. Can we improve a little bit each game? I hope we can. I hope so. But it's going to take a Herculean effort each week for us to win these games. It is. And it's going to take Lamar Jackson having to do Lamarvelous things for us to win. So, Jay the Six, need him is crazy. Take them fandom glasses off, please. We do need him. When I say we need him, I mean in the sense of how effective can we be as a defense if our edge rushers are not performing? We need them to perform. Now, another question is, are they going to perform? Do we expect them to perform based on history and how it's presented itself? That's a totally different question. And the answer to that would probably be, I'm not going to expect too much more from them, but we do need them. Absolutely, we definitely need them. So that's kind of how I see it. Couple of other things. Let me know in the chat if there were any really positives that you took away from the game, something, a play, or a particular player that stood out to you, that impressed you. Let me know. But I think that covered everything that I can think of. This is going to be a short stream because number one, I'm hungry. And I know it's super late. I should not be eating this late, but I'm going to have to eat something in there that's low calorie this time of night. But again, the highlights for me, Tylan Wallace. He came in and provided a spark for us that I didn't even imagine him doing. Sure, I know Tylan Wallace has done that in last year. And I mean, it was I can't remember who we were playing, what game it was, but he scored the winning touchdown for us. So yes, I know that Tylan Wallace can do that for us. I just didn't really factor him in as I was thinking about what we needed to do to win. So that was a pleasant surprise. Obviously, I know that we are going to need Lamar Jackson to come here and really shine. And like Fitness said for life, we need to continue to feed Derrick Henry. We have to. But to that point, I will say, not only do we need to feed Derrick Henry, we have to make sure that our offensive line is creating enough lanes and we're blocking well enough for Derrick Henry to have space to run. Without that, you can give the ball to Derrick Henry all you want, and he's going to get stuffed up the middle. It's just kind of it. I see you, just Tornado, Ecam fam. Thank you for being here. Frank G. Life, this is a big win for the Ravens going to Pittsburgh next week. Yeah, I couldn't remember if we played them next week or the week after, but wow, if we play the Steelers next week without Kyle Hamilton, I don't know the status. I'll be listening to the pressers just like you. I'll be keeping my ears to the streets to see how he's doing, but we need him. We need Kyle Hamilton against the Steelers. But, you know, Tora, yes, the Ravens, they won. This was a nail biter. And if you would have asked us or asked me, maybe third quarter or even early fourth quarter, who's going to win? And I would tell you, I want my Ravens to win, but it's not looking great. It isn't, because Joe Burrow was on a mission. His mission was, I want to come out of the bank with a win. And by all accounts, they were almost there. But we have Lamar Jackson, and that's what saved the day. Play calling was much better in the second half. We were able to advance the ball down the field and actually get into the end zone. We scored points. We had a lot of our players step up, and it was beautiful to watch. It would have been nice for our offense to start doing that earlier on in the game, but a win is a win. I cannot complain. We just need to tighten up the loose ends, work on the penalties, because they continue to hurt us week after week after week on both sides of the ball. We need to clean up the penalties, and I think we'll be okay. Let me take a few comments from those in the chat, and we're going to get up out of here. This was a quick recap. I'll probably come back on, if not tomorrow or one day on the weekend, and just kind of, chat it up with you after I kind of have my notes a little bit more organized. Right now, it's just me, my stomach growling, and a late night live stream just to give you my instant reaction. Super happy that we got the win. Yes, very, very happy. And okay, Frank G. Life, the last comment you said, yeah, I'm so glad that the refs did not call a flag at the end. There were 2 flags on the play. Roughing the passer, I think, was one. And then I think, was it defensive PI could have been the other one, or I don't know, holding or something. I don't know. But yeah, those 2 plays at the very end could have really, really hurt us. I don't like it I don't like it when refs don't make the proper calls when it's on our team, when it's on our side, when man, they should not have called that. That's a terrible call. But this one, we got away with. That's just the honest truth. We got away with 2 freebies at the end. And that's kind of how it was. So if it weren't for that, then wow, yikes, we would have been really, really bad. So yeah, Rod Wave, I wish we could skip the Steelers. Listen, I thought I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't remember when we played them. I didn't remember if it was this upcoming week, next week or the week after. But yes, I wanted to post, and I almost did on X. Who do I need to see and ask if we can postpone the Steelers game with the Ravens until Kyle Hamilton is 100% or close to it? Yeah, but glad we were able to sweep the Bengals this year. The Bengals fan base, side note, let me just take 2.5. Side note, the Bengals fan base, they are just sometimes unruly. And I said sometimes because I really want to be nice here, but you know what, we in the AFC North know about the Bengals fan base. They just get to chirping and they talk crazy and they have a lot to say. And so this win was, to me, a definite. I felt like going into this game, this was a must win for us, because the rest of the season, we've got a lot of tough contenders. We've already lost one game to an AFC North team, the Browns. We did not need to go and, lose another game to another AFC North team. We just didn't. So you probably got to ask Suge, Yolanda. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm not going to ask Suge, because Suge is going to say, no way. Bring it on, Ravens. Let's go. So, yeah, it's going to be one of those things. But The Bengals are a good team. The Bengals are a great team. And their record, I know the saying, you are what your record says you are. But to me, the Bengals, they're much better than their record. They are. They're a much better team than their record. They just haven't been able to put it all together. And I think largely in part to a defense, primarily a secondary, to a defense that just really has been up and down, hit or miss this season. They're starting to find their stride more now. It's starting to look better. I just didn't want them to turn on the Jets in our home at the bank. I didn't want them to do that. So I don't know who they play and who they face in during the rest of the season and the rest of the schedule, but I would not be surprised if the Bengals go on a win streak. I wouldn't, because they are playing at that level. And if their defense can just bring it up just a bit more, yeah, they can certainly go on a win streak for sure. Win streak for sure. If there's anything that concerns you before we go, anything that concerns you primarily about this team, what would it be? As a whole, what would it be? And for me, I'm going to say the inconsistency. That's what concerns me. I'm not going to put it on a position group or a particular player or a particular coach. It's just the inconsistency. Because I remember saying to myself at the beginning of the game, who is this team? This is not the team that we watched last week. This must be a different team. So if we can just get the consistency better and play our style, our brand of football, remember who we are, I think we'll be okay. I think we will. So we've got a good team. We've got a good team. Yes, I'm with you, Rod Wave. Coaching, that has to be on point too. Coaching was better in the second half. We don't want to find ourselves wondering who's coaching the first half versus who's coaching the second half. But a win is a win is a win. We got it done. I don't know that, wow, I don't know that I have much else to say about tonight's game right now, but let's clean up the areas where we are clearly lacking. Let's clean up the penalties. Let's get better. I want them to go watch some film. We have 10 days before we play again. So let's make the most of it. Family, I am going to go get something to eat. I will see you very, very soon. Thank you for tuning in. On your way out, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button twice for me. And I will see you in the next day or so. Hopefully before the end of the weekend, you'll see my face all up on your screen. Take care, stay safe, enjoy the win, enjoy it. We did it. I don't know how. Well, I do know how. It's because we have Lamar Jackson. Take care, family. I'll see you soon. God bless. Good night.